Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche. I film about marriage, motherhood, lifestyle, and anything I'm inspired to talk about. Okay, so today I'm talking about what men really want. Like I said in my other video, that sometime last year I was privileged to ask some men what women do that they do not like, and they told me a lot of things. Guess what? One of the brothers that I asked told me that he asked for my number to send a list very funny, to send a list of the things he didn't like. So I thought he was joking, but he did, like number 13 numbers or thereabouts, and some other men that told me a lot of things. So but I had to narrow everything to 7 numbers. Okay, so but before I continue, I want to say, if you're coming here for the first time, you're highly welcome. Take a seat, grab a cup of tea or coffee or drink anything, and just stick around. And my subscribers, you know how we do it. Thank you, gracias, merci. I'm so grateful for you always coming back to support me and to always be there for me. So if this topic is something that you really want to hear what my opinion on them and the things the men say they do not like, please continue watching. One of the things men say they like is food. Men love their food. In fact, even the ones that cannot boil water, they said they like variety of food. So you know the saying they said, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That thing is true. If you think that is just an ordinary saying, it's a lie. That's a fact. Men love food, variety of food. Thank God for internet. There are tons of video tutorial on cooking. You must not rely on your tribal food, that the same food and all the time. There are tons of video and tutorials on YouTube, on just Google, anything, any internet, anywhere. Ask questions. Even if you're not you don't want to go on YouTube, if you see, like somebody like me, there was some time we did a party and I was appointed as one of the people that will cook. I think years ago, that was my first time of seeing where they cooked jollof rice with butter. And I just waited until the rice was done. And I tasted it. It was nice. So I asked the sister that, the main person that prepared the food, is this just for party rice, or is this something you do in your house? And she told me that she does it. She uses the butter, the margarine, to cook in her house. And from there I started using, sometimes I cook my normal jollof rice, sometimes I add butter and stuff like that. So variety of food, men love it. Don't be shy to ask questions. If that person is somebody you can approach, now you know that one of the secrets to what men like is their stomach. Learn, give them variety of food, they love it. The second thing they said that they like is their food on the other side. What do I mean? Their intimacy, their other food, that side. The way they like variety of food, that's the way they like variety of their intimacy with you. That's sex. They love it. If a man wants, the thing is just that sometimes people like us, we were not well informed about the importance of this particular one I'm talking about before we got married. We know that it's something that we have to do, but we didn't know the importance, the level of importance of this thing when we were getting married. So we got married and we had to learn as in have to adjust. So if you think that doesn't matter, it really matters. I remember Dr. Miles of blessed memory. He talked about a sister. I don't know if it's a true life story or a joke. He said there's this sister that the husband is always disturbing in bed, morning, afternoon, night. So because she's the Christian type, as in the church's type, something like that. So she came to pastor and was complaining to pastor, I don't know what is wrong with my husband and stuff like that. He will not let me rest. He will not do this. Morning, afternoon, night, he's always, bothering me. That she thought it was a spiritual problem. Maybe the man was possessed with a kind of a sexual spirit. So the pastor, funny enough, the pastor said, it could be a problem. If you find a solution, please come and tell me, because I have the same problem. What the lesson of that story is this: no matter how anointed, no matter how intelligent, no matter how superior or how sophisticated you think your husband is, that you think that place doesn't matter. It matters a lot, sis. It matters a lot. So that is one thing they complained. In fact, one man told me that what bothers him more is that anytime he wants to touch the wife is always talking about she's fasting. So go to the Bible and read. You should not deny your husband yourself. As much as he owns you, your body, you do not have to deny him of your body. He does not have the right to deny himself to you. Both of you have to agree, even if it's in time of prayer. During this our talk show I talked about in my other video, we were like 5 women, and I asked this question. This particular brother asked me, he said, I asked them, in times of fasting, and you tell your husband, and he said it will not work, are you supposed to leave the fasting? Are you supposed to go ahead with the fasting and starve your husband? We were 4, and I think 4 of us said the same thing. You don't have to go ahead to do that fasting, because there's no need of fasting if your husband does not give his consent. That is why it is important. In my first video that I made, you have to tell God, for somebody to marry somebody that is in your field, that will understand certain things, the importance of these things. But if you have gone into the marriage and you marry somebody that cannot, sis, you have to deal with it. You don't have to deprive yourself, except he agrees. And I asked again, even if he agreed, and in the process of, maybe you wanted to fast for 3 days, and you're on the 2nd day, and he decides, now I can't help it, I want it, what do you do? And all the sisters also say you have to break the fast and give him what he wants. So that is how important it is. One thing I want you to sink into your head is the way you're thirsty and you need water. That is the way they want it. Sometimes you might not understand it. You'll be like, what is this thing that this man saw in this thing that he will not allow me to rest? You don't need to understand, because you're not a man. Just obey what God asks you to do. When he wants it, do not deny him. But I want to say this also, that the men should understand. Maybe when the wife is tired and stuff like that, try and understand. But the basic thing is they want it. How they want it, when they want it. Sister, give it to them. They say they like it. In fact, they like it more than you cannot imagine. The problem will lie when your husband doesn't ask at all. That is when you seek for help. I'm telling you the truth. If he doesn't ask, like this sister's husband that is always asking him, when your husband doesn't ask, seek for help. Don't think he's pitying you. It's either you're giving it to him or he's getting it somewhere else. So if he's not asking at all, seek for help. 10%, 95% out of 100% of men that I asked said they like it. That's the way they want it. I don't want to watch or talk so much about this. The basic thing is they want it. The way they want food, that's the way they want it. So give it to them. He's your husband. Make him happy. Okay? Okay, the third one is respect. Respect your husband. God said it. Respect your husband. In fact, if you give him food and you give him the other food, that's sex, and you do not respect your husband, it doesn't make sense. Our pastor used to say this: if you come to the church every day and you're kneeling down, bowing down, daddy, calling him daddy, and you don't have any atom of respect for your husband, that respect you have for him is counterfeit, because you cannot give what you don't have. That's basic thing, because it's pretense. If you cannot respect your husband, there's no need. Respect your husband in front of your children, in front of his friends. Respect your husband. I want to say this, mothers. I think this topic is supposed to come under parenting, but I will say it here. Do not disrespect your husband in front of your children. Let me give you an example. When your husband is disciplining your child, sometimes as a woman, you might be touched. Maybe at the level of discipline your husband might be giving to that child at the time. Yes. Don't try telling your husband, see, you're beating this child, it's too much, in front of that child. Sis, do not do that. I'll tell you what I do. In my own case, if my husband is disciplining any of my children and I feel he's a little bit harsh, I will leave that place and I'll go to the room. If I want to cry, I'll go to the room and cry. Then later I will tell him, don't you think that beating or that punishment is a little bit harsh on the child? I will never stay in front of my children and tell my husband, leave this child now. Isn't only this thing that he did. Do you know what you're doing? You're disrespecting him in front of the children. And what that does, there's a time in a woman's life as a woman, your children during their teenage, the children will be like, they will be seeing you as the woman, just a woman. That's the way she thought. She'll continue to do that. But when you disrespect their father before them, that they will not have respect for their father. And that time will come when you will talk. And the child might not disrespect you, but the child might not be taking you serious the way the child should. But if you leave the father to discipline that child at that time, when that period will come and they feel maybe you're only talking, the only thing that might keep them in check is the fear they have for their father. But if you spoil that thing because you want to be the favorite parent, if you spoil it at that time, when the future will come, when they will think that you're just talking, that you might not be able to beat them, the fear you're supposed to create when they were young, you must have destroyed it. Then when that time will come, then only you cannot train that child alone. Then you have spoiled that respect, that fear they are supposed to have for their father. That's my opinion. For me, living is learning. I've lived with people, and with my own experience, I can tell. Do not make the mistake. When your husband is disciplining your child, you stay in front of your husband to tell in front of your child to tell your husband it's okay, stop beating him or stop beating her. It's not only this small thing that he did. You're just destroying the future of that child. So respect. Coming back to what I'm saying, respect your husband in front of the kids, in front of his friends, in front of his family. Respect him and respect his family, especially his parents. Respect his parents, his mother, his father, respect them, okay? Respect him in your speech. Don't oversee your husband. I don't know how. Create a balance. Let him be your friend. And also have that respect for him. Do not marry in the first place a man you cannot respect. Some people say that they marry older men so that they will be able to respect them. I don't know how that works. But if that is the only solution to respecting your husband, you can marry the older one. If that is what will make you respect him. That is a major ingredient that boosts the man's ego. Respect him with words. Respect him with actions. And expect him to, you say respect. When you say it, you act it. It doesn't matter the age. Respect the man, inside and outside. That's getting me to the next one. Submission. Submission. Submit to your husband. If you're a woman and you don't want to be corrected, you're too loaded financially, you don't want your husband to have a say in certain things, that is not what it is. Submission is not being like a fool. Submission is allowing him to take the lead. The Bible said the man is the head. The way Christ is the head of the family, the man is the head of the home. So submit to him. The Bible says you should submit to him. Let me take for example, if you go to work, to go to your workplace, and there are certain things your boss would do, and that your boss might be younger to your husband, But you have to respect him. You have to submit to certain things. He will tell you, go this side, go the. He might not want to hear your opinion himself. He will tell you, but you still submit to him because you don't want to lose your job. So it is. If you don't want to lose your family, submit to your husband. It doesn't remove your worth. You know what you're worth. You know what you have. You know the qualities you possess, but you have to submit. Do you understand? I hope that's making sense, sisters. Submit to your husband is very, very important. Allow him to have say. There are certain things you have the money to buy it. You tell him about it and he said, not now. Hold on, not now. Just do it. Then later you can explain to him why or how. Why you don't want, why you should buy it at that time in a calm way, okay? So by disrespecting him or by not submitting to him. Respect him and submit to him. All those things you want, you can get it through all these things. But if you want to do it like you will not get it. In fact, it will end up ruining your marriage. Just do it. The next thing the men talked about is peace of mind. Men want to go to work and they are in a hurry to come back because that's the place they will have their peace. Be a man's peace. Be his peace. Okay, men talked about this particular one so much. They talked about nagging. Oh my God. They talked about it so much. Even the Bible said it. It's better to stay in proverb. It's better to stay in the top of the roof than to stay with a nagging woman. That is so bad. If you're that kind of woman that your husband is in a hurry to leave the house and is reluctant to come back home, you have to think twice. Be his peace. Be the one person that he wants to call when maybe perhaps somebody offends him in his place of work. Let his wife be the one he wants to call that will encourage him. You know, a woman is an encourager. A woman is like an incubator that will carry the burden. You know how harsh it is, but you just want to protect his ego. You just want him to be calm. Make the home be a place of peace for your husband. It's very, very important. A man wants peace. He has to earn it. If he doesn't do what he should do, that is true. I understand. But sometimes you have to not to always think, not to always want to be right. Sometimes you just want to give out these things because God said you should do them, and just allow God to do his things. In most cases, if you try like if you don't do this for me, I'm not going to give you respect. If it's not working, try this other alternative. It might work. Just not because he deserves it or maybe he earns it. Give it to him that you're obeying what God asks you to do. Okay, be his peace. Let a man wake up. Your husband, if he wants to go to work in the morning, he'll be like, I don't want to go to work. And when as soon as he's through from work, he's in a hurry to come back home. Let the house, your home, be a home of peace. And to you also, be his peace. Okay? The other one is, don't be too demanding. Not everything you see, you must buy, even if you have the money. Not everything you see, you must buy. They might not tell you, but these are the things they told me they do not like. Women that are too demanding. They said that some women, if they start making money, their respect will go. Their opinion as men do not count anymore. A lot of men said it. So sister, please do not be too demanding. Do not be too demanding. That's the word. Do not buy anything you see. Not everything you see you buy. Not everything you tell your husband, let me buy this, let me buy this, let me buy this. Good things are good though. There's the way we are created. A man can have a pair of trousers, a woman can have 5. It's okay. But we all know moderation in everything. So men said they do not like women that are too demanding and extravagant in buying things. You buy this one, you buy this one, you buy this one. You're not thinking about, the future, the planning, what are we going to do and stuff like that. They also said they do not like women that are too dependent. Okay, that takes me to a woman finding something to do. Men love it, no matter how little. Okay, now I have 3 kids. For the period of time I had these 3 children, I didn't work. That was agreement between my husband and I, considering the environment that we are. Normally, I'm not the type that would like to stay at home, but because of the environment, that one is understandable. But while I was still at home, in my head, I knew I was going to do something to help out. God said we are the helpmate. So even if he's making 1 million in a month and you're making just €2, it's okay. You're bringing in something. There are some things women will want to buy for their children, and the men might think it's something that is irrelevant. These children, most times, they are closer to their mother, and they don't know how their father will think or how their father will react when they tell their father they need this. And as a woman, you know that your child needs this thing. Sometimes the men do not know. This is not what they are thinking about. Okay, so if you're a woman that has something coming in, you can always get stuff for your children. Most things, a reasonable woman, most money that she gets, most times you go to mostly to their children and to the family. They will get for themselves, but most times. So that's very important to not to be too demanding and not to be too dependent. Have something you are doing, and when you have something you are doing, it will expand your thinking. It's not like maybe one thing is not around, is not available in the house. You must wait for Oga to come back to get it. No, let's try. Like I said, if you're in the category of women that are in this part of the world, I keep saying it because it's something I've experienced, and you cannot work at a time is a different thing. But when you're not doing anything and your children are grown, it's very important you get something you're doing. It mustn't be maybe you're going out to get stuff. Get something financially that is coming in. Okay? Yeah. Then the seventh one is they complained about looks. It's very difficult, but the thing is, we have to put effort. I'm saying we because I'm a woman and I'm not on the slim side, so I know the effort that some of us that are in this category put. So don't say that maybe because you're on a big side and stuff like that, let me relax, it's not my fault, I'm trying. No, always make effort on your looks, especially when you marry somebody that is also taking care of himself. You make effort. Don't be like you're 20 or you're 30 and you're looking 50. No, put effort. Even when you put effort on yourself, you're confident in yourself. Then your husband will also be proud of you. So make effort. If you're on the big side, learn to diet. Learn your capacity. Some effort. Put effort to look good. Put effort to be better. Okay, you can be slim and still you're tattered. So put effort on your looks and look good so that your husband will be proud of you. So these and so many other things they said. So I hope 1 or 2 people will learn. I will encourage you to share, subscribe, and thumbs up if you want me to be sharing more of these topics to you. Okay. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening to what I'm saying. Please share. You might not need it, but somebody else might need it. Okay. So thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you very, very soon in my next one.